Welcome back to a new video. No face cam today, just haven't really felt like it, but we are in the good old spring training right now. So our pitching rotation has 6 people in it, but we actually have, I think, a lot of good potential starting pitchers. So Michael Kennedy, Spencer Schwellenbach, Hunter Green, Porter Hodge, Joey Cantillo potentially, and Emerson Castellano, I guess. But we also have a lot of different options potentially in the bullpen as well. So we'll hurry up and get through spring training. I've had 2 straight days in a row where someone was knocking at the door. So I don't know what that is about. Probably just door-to-door salesmen trying to sell me internet. It's usually the most common thing, internet or security systems. But alas, I have no interest of talking to people trying to sell me stuff. Probably is the internet. It's been the most common. But who knows? I haven't left a note or anything, and that's what makes me think it's probably internet people. Is sometimes you'll get like flyers or whatever for like windows or roofs or whatever, but the last time it was Verizon, and they've never left any sort of note, which I'm not diametrically opposed to switching to another internet service, but I don't have any issues with my current internet, and I don't think, I think for Verizon it would be all the cloud internet, so you wouldn't have a ability to plug into an Ethernet, I don't think, but I don't really particularly care that much unless it's significantly cheaper, which I have Verizon for my phone, so that would make, in theory, could potentially make it cheaper, but I get my phone through my parents still, even though I'm an old man, and simply because my mom, although she's going to retire soon, so that might change, but she gets a discount for Verizon through her job, and so I've just kept my phone on their plan and just pay them each month because it's a lot cheaper than paying for it out of, just with your own plan. And so I would like to continue to do that. I hadn't really thought about the potential nature of that ending with her retirement in a couple years. I think it's 2 more years, but I suppose in 2 years I'll have to figure that out. I would imagine that they would just be able to continue their plan. Oh, he's we gotta wave George. Is he really yeah, he's kind of falling off too. Alright. So we'll get our lineup cleaned up. We still have Stephen Kwan. It's not going to let us drop all these guys there. We're going to have to waive Kwan. Okay, we're just going to release him. I forgot he was a Rule 5 player. So the Dodgers can have him back. I figured one of these guys we'd have to waive. So it's kind of can he play another position? I felt like he can play second. I feel like that's why we got him. No, we still might keep him on there and drop some of these guys down. We'll see, because he's a Rule 5 player and he essentially is going to be a utility man for us. So this is why it's good to do the waiving yourself, because the game will waive people you don't want to be waived. They'll waive really good prospects very consistently that you bring up to spring training, and it won't understand that like you would rather waive someone like this Brown guy or Camposano. He's not even on the 40-man roster. That part I do find annoying, that you have players that haven't been invited to the 40-man or haven't been put on the 40-man roster that you still have to waive and designate for assignment. And Travis Bazzani has fallen off. Went down to 2.5. So we'll get our pitching. We have a good amount of pitching. So there's not anyone I necessarily want to drop off. I guess maybe Moises. He'd be the only one. So we'll drop him down and then look at our lineup here with all our players. Have them. So we have 2 catchers, so we're good as far as that. Derek Bender's actually gotten good enough to be at the major league level. We have Creed as well, which I believe that we claimed him off waivers. We're going to go ahead and demote him. Jose Ramirez has fallen off, or he's starting to fall off, I should say. So our organization, we need to get 2 more players off. So I feel like pitching, there's not anyone like I'm crazy about getting rid of. But I suppose Franco can go down. Unless he's full. No, he's not. All right. If he was full 3 stars, I would have picked someone else. And then probably Jonathan Long. Or we have 3 catchers. Never mind. So Corey Lee is a veteran, so we're going to keep him up and send. So we actually can send Cooper down as well. But we could potentially keep 3 catchers up. Might not be the worst idea. All right. So we have 2 good catchers that are sitting in AAA. We can actually bring Moises back up just to have. Oh no, our roster is full. So let them clean up the minor leagues really quick, and then we can just look here. So not too worried about any of them. Then we can check the waiver wire to see if there's anyone particularly interesting that is not too old that we could look for to replace someone. No, not really anyone. So we made the playoffs last year, so that was our first time making the playoffs. 86 wins last year. Our average went down, ERA went up, more runs. Yeah, I think I've went over that a whole bunch of times. It's such a weird statistical anomaly. Scoring more runs, winning, getting less runs. We're gonna go to moderate sabermetric and increase the stealing, and keep everything else the default there. Check our front office, development's way up there, tickets and everything there. So we're all good there. We have some available money if we want to try to sign some free agents. We'll move forward a little bit, and then we can look to kind of basically once all those guys that we have waived are able to be placed in the minors, we can look to see where people can go. Is he going to refuse? Okay. Well, let's set your position to starting pitcher and see if you're still. Yeah, no, you are. You are no longer on the team. Unfortunately, he's only 2 stars, so not really worth keeping. So the reason why he is a free agent right now is because he has a bum rotator cuff. Now, what could be interesting is we can do a 3-year contract. You don't get a no trade clause. 3-year contract. All right, we'll do a 2-year contract. You don't get a no trade clause though. All right, 2-year contract. I'll keep the no trade clause in there. 2-year contract. Keeps taking less money. He's gonna be out. This is the logic that I don't like, because literally he's gonna be out the whole year. And I mean 9 months, yeah. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Like, he's literally not gonna play this whole year. So why wouldn't he accept a 2-year contract? Like, I'm willing to pay him money for this year. Guy's actually cracked. He's actually broken right now. So Joe Adele, we can actually throw him a minor league contract. I wouldn't mind that. He is 28. This 24-year-old pitcher. When you throw him a minor league contract, Johan Rojas is okay, but yeah, there's no one else really right now that I'm particularly interested in. I would like to sign him to a 2-year contract. I don't know what he has against that. He's going to be out the whole year, so he just wants free money. He wants money for no reason. I totally get it if he's like, I'm going to be ready at the end of the year. Like, you're not. So like Matt Chapman is starting to lose some development. And look, actually we can look more closely at that. John Kinsey Noel, he's getting better. There's 17 home runs last year and 238 average, so there's a potential that he kind of pops off. He's only 26. I feel like, didn't we trade him away and then get him back? Yeah, he played in Toronto for 22 games and then we got him back in another trade, so maybe that's the key to getting him to perform well. Trade him away and then bring him back. Might be the key. So we're 2-1. Hopefully, so, I mean, I suppose in a sense the goal is to win more than 86 games. We of course want to be a consistent playoff team, so that's the main goal in a lot of ways. So I believe we can just send him outright to AAA. No, we have to waive him. I didn't really look at our team for our opening roster, so we can do that now. We still have Emmanuel Clase as our closer, so he's maxed out, so the guy's still a beast. Michael Kennedy is leading our rotation. He has some more potential, but he's also 23, and he's also a really good pitcher, so fits. Spencer Swallenbach, it's very similar to Michael Kennedy, just a little bit older as far as his potential goes. Hunter Green in the 3 spot, which is kind of crazy to think about because he is a really good pitcher in real life. Porter Hodge down here with 2.5-star potential. And then right now it is Castellanos, so that's definitely someone that we could manipulate around and see if someone else fits better in that spot if he starts to struggle. As far as our hitters go, Jason Turio leading out our lineup. Chase DeLauder is in the 2-hole. We actually have Colt Keith now that is in the 3-hole as our first baseman. John Kinsey Noel is in the 4-hole. At least, and obviously it's going to be a little bit different because I have it set up the lineup preference to be by their ability against right and left-handed pitching. So it's not going to be the same lineup each time. But Adley Rutschman as a catcher, who's a little bit older, a little bit expensive. I feel like we might have gotten them to retain some of the... No. So we were eating the whole contract, but it could be worth it. He's definitely an upgrade at the catching position. We have Nick York, or Yorkie, Matt Chapman, that is there, Gabriel Arias, and then Denzer Guzman. I don't know why he is actually playing. It's a little confusing. So it's one thing that's kind of annoying with this game is Matt Shaw's objectively a better player to play. So sometimes you do need to check that because the AI will get that messed up sometimes. Because like there's literally no reason that a lower rated person should be playing over that. We do have Jose Ramirez coming off the bench now, which is, you know, kind of sad to see just because he's such a good player, but he's getting older. He's 35. So, I mean, he only batted 237 last year. He still did hit 25 home runs, but he might just be towards the end. But if Chapman or any of these middle infielders get hurt, we could certainly throw him in and really have, like, he's one injury away from just being right back into the main lineup. As far as prospects go, so let's go to player development and look at some of our top prospects that are around. So we have Davis, well, there's no tilde over the end, so Pina, but it's probably Pinier. David Pinier is in rookie ball. Jesus Jimenez, or yeah, probably Jimenez, is down in high A, performing pretty well just in a couple games, but did pretty well in the Arizona Instructional League last year. Braylon Dottie is definitely someone that if he develops, he could take that 5th slot in the majors this year. So he's kind of right on the edge of being a major league player. Chase Mobley in a similar boat, even though his potential is a little bit lower. He is in high A ball right now, but honestly, I don't really worry too much about that as bringing guys up. But he's someone that could have that potential of coming up. And then we have a couple of catchers with some decent potential, which they're newer prospects, so they'll most likely not stick with that rating. We have Robert Arias that, you know, is in high A ball or is in low A ball right now, but he should be moving up and around. And then Denzer Guzman is actually considered a pretty good prospect, so he's just going to be our utility guy, ideally. And then Welbin is another player that could take that slot. So we have some guys that if we're going to put him at the lowest, That's actually something that I don't really understand why you would ever keep players in your international complex. I don't think it helps them develop at all. So we're gonna throw him in there, let them handle the minors. Because if you promote to the lowest level, then it'll put it into this DSL team. And what happens with a DSL team is it's almost always empty, what I've noticed. So like I don't see any reason not to have that filled with international prospects. But we need to clean up our ACL team a little bit. So we get down to 31, that's about good. Let's check the rest of our rosters to make sure that nothing is really wonky as far as who we have, the numbers of players. So we're gonna look at Columbus. We have 2 catchers that are ready to get moved up. We're just gonna go ahead and release him. And then we can look, we can just throw him up. See if the AI wants to do that. Not really worried about Tommy Hawk. I would like him to be up higher. So you can kind of, at least what I'm doing right now is just kind of looking around to see if we need to release specific position groups a little bit to open up spots for some of our better players to get promoted. So then if we look here at our catchers here, we can release both of these guys since he's able to get moved up. Looks like he's able to get moved up again. We're just going to release players that seem redundant. So we have a lot of outfielders that are ready to go to AAA. So let's look at Justin Boyd. I actually just looked him up today randomly, just because sometimes I look up Guardians prospects because I have nothing better to do. But we're going to go ahead and just get rid of these guys. I mean, he's 27, 2-star potential. Rather, there's not really, like, I'm not going to put them on the main roster. We're going to keep Angel Gano. I think he can play second base, so we're going to move him to second base. Brooks Lee, unfortunately, is just not really, his development's kind of stalled out. So we'll hit that again. So Robert Arias is there. So they brought Tommy Hawk up. Guy Lipscomb, we can release him. Let's see if that gets Arias up. Actually doesn't, but that's all right. We're gonna keep everything like that. Kufis is down, or Max Coffer, I should say, is down there. That's good enough for now. A little bit winning streak there, not too bad. Mason Miller. It's funny when it's like really nice players. Like I don't envision anything I've ever seen of Mason Miller. He doesn't seem like someone that's going to be getting into fights. Like I've seen Stephen Kwan get into fights and David Fry, like guys that are like, I don't want to say they're not aggressive in a negative way, but like they're not guys you're like, oh, they're going to be angry and fighting. Like Jose Ramirez, if he got suspended on here, that would make sense because he destroyed what's his face, the White Sox shortstop in real life with this crazy boxing swing. Ruptured UCL, so that's rather unfortunate for him. 14 months. So sometimes when this happens too, when it's a 14-month one, I think that the game kind of sets it up to where he is progressing well. We get a message, he's progressing well from his injury, so he'll come back earlier than that. Not guaranteed, but I have seen very rarely is someone out actually 14 months, but Franco looks like he's gonna fill in that slot for him. So you hate to see it, but that's why you fill out your roster with guys in AAA. That's why you want a bunch of extra pitchers when possible. So Mace reminds me to look at the minor or the free agents, I should say, and see if there's anyone that is potentially good to go to the minors for a little bit. I still want to try to sign him to a 2-year contract. We have money, and what I want to try to do, I'm going to give him $12 million. Okay. So it seems like too much money, but we're essentially renting him for this year and then paying for next year. And then we can look for if there's any sort of good relievers. Not really. So we did get that guy there, so that's all right. And we can look at batters as well. Sometimes it's not too bad to grab if you see a catcher just chilling here like this. Like, it's not too bad to grab one that is chilling around. I don't know why. I guess we signed him and released him at some point. We don't really need any right now, but if you are lacking catching depth, especially in AAA, it's sometimes good to grab some veterans just to sit in AAA if you have some injuries. But we actually have a ton of depth when it comes to that. So we actually did manage to sign him. He took the ridiculous overpay, and he'll just be on our injured list the whole year. So pretty low, I guess, a low risk contract in a sense, because if he starts to lack in development, then we can just release him. But he's not going to fill up a roster spot this year. And we have control of him next year. So it looks like our team is starting to struggle now. We're 4.5 games out. Look down here. Pitching is doing pretty good. Our hitting is not. So we're going to look at our lineup and see what the heck is going on. So Adley is struggling. Gabriel Arias is struggling. Jonathan Long is struggling. Corey Lee is struggling. Everyone is struggling. So Corey Lee, he can go down to AAA or get waived. We don't really need an additional catcher. Was that my Walmart? I ordered some whey protein from Walmart. So it looks like that was just a notification that is saying that it's going to get here. And Jonathan Long is really struggling. He's only 26, only had 11 home runs last year. We're going to try to trade him. I guess we could try to trade Corey Lee as well. In theory, I would like to have him in AAA just to have that extra depth, but we do have a couple of catchers that are ready and willing. So, and you see this, there's Dahl overpaid. So we're just gonna go ahead, not spend too much time worrying about him. And okay, we can just demote him straight up. We can shop Corey Lee as well. Let's see if we can grab a backup player to throw in our major league roster. There could be that potential. So Khalil Watson is definitely someone actually we did have. So did we trade him at some point? Yeah, we traded him along with Griffin Jeff. So we actually got him for Porter Hodge. So we can actually get him back from the Cubs. So he's someone that would be interesting. Owen Casey. I don't think I had. Okay, no, we didn't have him. So Khalil is definitely someone I'm interested in. He's still pretty young. Good rating. He's batting really poorly right now, but he has the ability to place in middle infield, which will be nice. We grab someone like Ethan Pecco to grab another pitching arm that's still pretty young. Someone like Kailai Rosario could be okay. See if there's anyone else that's really popping out as someone that I would be interested in. I probably don't want to get another outfielder. I just feel like I just don't ever need another outfielder. And we'll take Khalil. So I'm pretty sure he's also, we get Jose Altuve. That's pretty funny. Pete Alonso. It's funny, some of the random, really popular players currently that you can just randomly get towards the end of their career. Teams are always trying to dump them. So his average has been really low the last couple of years, but he's just going to be a backup player. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. He at least will just be a kind of just another utility man in a sense. And we can bring Joe Adell up as well. So change some of the backup bats. See if that helps out our team a little bit. And check our so Denzer is actually there. So we're actually going to take the game strategy off and let the AI decide whether they keep Denzer in or not. Go ahead and delete these messages. Alright, so move forward again a little bit. we'll basically keep simulating to the draft and see kind of where we're standing. Joe Jimenez or Jimenez is going to want some money. Gabriel Arias is really starting to I mean, he's been 186 is really bad. Same with that, so he's someone that we could look to move towards the deadline, or really even now. Let's see what's available. He's usually always really productive as far as the number of games he's able to play. He just has to keep his average up, but if there's someone that's really interesting as far as a trade goes, we can look to move him, but it doesn't look like there's anyone particularly interesting to look for. We can look for the prospects as well. So no one really that good. We could look to potentially get him out of the lineup and put someone else in. Matt Shaw can play shortstop a little bit, so we do have to kind of consider the defense because that is a little bit trickier. So I'll probably honestly just keep him there for now and just kind of hope that he starts to play a little bit better. Our strategies are fine for now. So we're falling under 500, so day-to-day entry stream back. So what we're gonna do is actually put him out. Sore elbow minimal. Keep him out there, and then we can look at our lineup and Jonathan Long is hitting really well. So towards the deadline, we can definitely look for some more hitting, potentially. Our hitting is not too bad. Our pitching has actually been, like when your starter's ERA, at least from my experience, is in the single digits above top 10, it usually means it's really good. It always seems like I'll randomly have like a starting rotation that will be like #1 rated or whatever, but usually it's hard to get that into the top 10. So we can bring Creed up. So now is like when you start to have injuries and you're kind of running low on players, you can look at the waiver wire, but there's no one that is, I mean, you look in general to see if, yeah, there's no batters that are even being waived right now. But this is where it can be good to just look to kind of fill out your roster a little bit. And then sometimes you see it's like, why is this guy, like I don't know why he's being released, but I'll take him. A 2.5-star 20-year-old catcher, throw him into or third baseman, I should say, throw him into the minors somewhere. Usually a couple of decent catchers. What's funny is his signability is impossible, but if I just do this, like almost guaranteed he'll be in the roster. And then, I don't know, we can try to offer him a minor league contract. So we just kind of try to fill out your AAA team, because you kind of want that to be like your extended depth chart for players. There's always to be a lot of injuries, so just to make sure that you can get someone up, if someone up that's good enough to be at the major league level when you need them. And if someone is really struggling, it's not struggling, he's at 4.08. He's only 2 stars, so it makes me want to swap him out, but unfortunately Moises is pitching like garbage. Straight garbage. So Khalil's actually playing now. Batting 200 for us. Alright, we'll keep going until we're at the draft. So we have Denzer that is able to come back. Joe Adele. You can just wave him, bring Denzer back. Sometimes you get crazy home run numbers out of Joe. Strained shoulder. So this might not be our year, unfortunately, but you see there with 2 injuries, we can bring up a pitcher. We can look someone like Theo, he's not batting well. Joey Bart, he hasn't had a hit yet in 10 at-bats. And Gavin Lux is struggling as well. But we can bring up someone like that just to exist on our team. Probably won't help our team out, but I don't know, we might have to start moving some players around. At least Joe is fine going back to AAA. Alright, right, so we have Matt Chapman back. So that means that Gavin Lux can go back to AAA. 40 and 42, we're starting to stink. We are starting to stink. So yeah, his development is dropping down, as it's to be expected with his age. Sometimes when you get that development screen, you can kind of scroll through it. I like to just kind of look at the actual minors, and especially just let the AI sort it out and then see if anyone is potentially ready if they have that 2.5 star. And you can bring up a 2-star player. Sometimes they perform pretty well, but I just find it's a little riskier for that kind of stuff. So strained oblique. Just go ahead and be safer with injuries. You can keep him in the lineup there, but he's not batting that well, so kind of just give him a break for a little bit. We don't need to bring anyone up because we have enough guys to fill in that position, such as Gavin Lux. Just bring him right back to the roster. So we can leave Khalil on the DL for a little bit. All right, so we're at the draft, so we're going to stop here. Next video, we'll have the draft in it and the rest of the season. So we are currently 47 and 45, so we're playing a little bit better. Our team hitting is not too great. Chase DeLauder is by far our best hitter. Everyone else is only one other person's above a 250 average, but John Kenzie Noel at least has some home runs. But we definitely need to be looking at the hitting. Starting pitching is okay right now. We just brought him up, so I'm pretty happy with the standard or the level of pitching that we have. We just need to find another bat. Like Adley Rutschman is really struggling, but he is a catcher, so it's hard to find a really good hitting catcher. Cooper Ingle is actually our DH right now, and he's actually batting pretty decent relative to other players. But yeah, we just might look to make some moves there. So talk to you all in the next one. I guess you get to see the draft and maybe some moves. But that's it. Peace.